Okay, good morning. Now we are going. Good morning. Now we are going to see the Regulation 21 workshop mark. Okay, for a practical how to calculate the course file. So if you look at the exercise mark 301, so instead of taking a exercise each exercise, we should go for a corresponding one. 301, what is the step fitting, and drilling, what is the step corresponding 301, what is the exercise we carried out. So you need not worry about the exercise number and other things, or FLA1, FLA2 marks and other things. Instead of it, for CO1, what is the corresponding exercise we did. So this is common for all practicals. So we should go for each CO, what are the exercises carried out, that you should consider it. That one you have to take it as a count out. So if you look at here, this exercise mark and record mark, I got a separate one, and the total. So those who having the total alone, you can put the total. So similarly, exercise mark, record mark, total, and exercise mark, record mark, and total. And look at here, CO2, I had a button, lap joint, D joint, and group activity and welding. And CO3, cast hopping, rectangular tray, and soap making. And CO4, I had last year we have put only the record marks. We are not considering the Viva mark. This time we consider the Viva mark also as an exercise mark. So you can club. So whatever the methodology you adopted to calculate the internal, that has to be minuted properly. And here also molding. Okay. So molding we did two exercise. Exercise number, I think last year we did. I think stand molding and plumbing. So here it is a small change. So this is one of the exercise number 15 is here plumbing. Okay, I'm changing it plumbing. So CO5 is valid for plumbing. So CO5 it is valid for plumbing, and sand molding is valid for CO4. Okay, so that one I got changed it. And marked as per CO1, we have to club all three 18, 19, and 18.5. So let us see here. For CO1, if I'm clicking it, it's F8, I8, and L8. So here you can look at here, 3 marks, F8, I8, I8, and L8. Okay, so that is only given here. So summation of 3 marks, and similarly you can put it up. And here, if you look at the CO2, all three. See, exercise lap joint and T joint and group activity and welding. Okay. So similarly for CO3, you can see that 17.5, 19, and 19. Okay. And CO4 molding exercise, and CO5 as a plumbing exercise. Okay. Now mechanical department is going for a 60% of attainment. So summation of this 55, it is a maximum mark is 60 into 100. So it will give us a percentage. And if it is a greater than 60 means it is a Y, and otherwise it is a no. So let me copy this one for 1, and I'll put it here. And let me remove that one. You can see that. So whatever the A18, this is the mark A18, A18 divided by 60, and divided by 100, and so this will be cut as a percentage. If it is a greater than 60, it will go for yes, otherwise no. So if you are not good in Excel, you can straight away see that you can manually calculate 55.5 divided by 100. So that you will get a 0.55. So you have to compare with 0.6, 60%. So you know that if it is a greater than 60%, you will be getting a yes. Okay. Otherwise it is a no. This see that 2060, 150, you can see that it should be about more than 60. So if you multiplying with 100 divided 55, oh, sorry, I did a mistake here. 55.5 divided by 60. So 92.5. So if it is more than 0.6, I should get yes. So by using this formula, I am getting the yes here. Okay. So manually also you can calculate. If you are not good in Excel, you do not worry about it. You can manually calculate it. Okay. And you can calculate like how many yes and how many y for each criterion and sum it up here. So you have to count total number of y in each CO. Then so CO attainment level, the number of students, this is the number of students divided by number of students attained to yes. Okay. Then if you look at the lookup table, 76 to 100 it is 3. So I am by looking at the lookup table, I am putting the 76 to is 3. So this 3 is coming. So 100 is this range. So it is coming as 3. Okay. So like this, we should calculate for all CO internal. This semester, the format is given to you is for okay. This is for internal. Okay, this is for internal. We'll go for a practical examination. This semester format is given to you is for each exercise. If you know that which CO is pertaining it, like the previous case, you can put the corresponding mark. If the paper you don't have, then what you know the what the total mark is given for 40 marks. That let me zoom it out. So you know that 40 marks that can be divided into 5 equally distributed. If you know the paper, if you know the student, which exercise is there, then it's the best practice is correspondingly you should fill up it here. This 36, say assuming that Kobe Dikshana is having did the exercise on CO1, then should be here. And Ashish Sachin with the exercise on CO2 should be filled here. Okay, not here. So if you don't know that one, then you can go for this division. Okay. This semester we followed the method. You know that you got the answer sheet with you. Then correspondingly you can find it out. And this one for 60% like the previous year. So more than 60%, you should put the y. And similarly, you have to calculate everything. Then sum up it. So you will be having a yes and no. Yes is 71 and total number of students divided by number of students yes. So you'll be getting the percentage, and by looking at the lookup table 7600, you'll be getting the CO1. So we got the internal, as far the internal is concerned, practical university exam is concerned, 2 exercises we got it, and indirect one. So we have to get from the students the survey through the Google form. So how many students are responded for your class? So this is a strongly agree means 5, and agree means 4, and no opinion 3, and 2 is disagree, and strongly disagree is 1. So the calculation formula is, I will show you the formula. So the formula is nothing but 20 into 5, 30 into 4, 70 into 3, this cell into 2, this cell into 2, divided by total number of 5. Okay, and summation of this into 5. So this formula you can follow it up and you can calculate this percentage. And once again you have to check whether it is greater than 60. Then you can go for a yes. Otherwise, no. So by looking at the table, looking at the lookup table, you can put the attainment level. So if you look at here, so we calculate the internal, theory, and practical university examination, and indirect assessment. So 3 assessment we got it. Now we'll go for a CO attainment. So CO attainment, for a CO attainment, if you look at the table here, let me zoom it out. So look at the table. We got to consider as per the regulation, 60% is for the internal and practical is 40%. This is the total. And for the NBA calculation, we have to consider the course and course outcome survey. Okay, 20%. The calculation is 80% of direct outcome. Direct outcome is nothing but internal and practical. Altogether it is 80, and the survey is 20%. Okay, altogether is 100. So look at here. So if you look at here, let me zoom it out. So CO1 mark for the direct attainment. Whatever the mark it is given, the direct internal mark. So this mark. So this mark, okay, I will put in a color. This mark, it is going here as here, okay. And in the then practical examination mark. So this mark, let me change the color. So this mark is going as here, okay. Now indirect assessment from the feedback. This mark, let me change the color. This mark is going as here. So we consider 3 marks. Okay. Now we have to sum up these two because it's calculating 60% of direct internal and 40% external. So these two has to be summed up. Here, if you look at here, so this is 60%, 0.6 into J15 and 0.4 into 3. Okay, this is the sum up here. So you can look at here, the similarity is sum up into everywhere. Okay, and the direct return, this mark straight away, it is taken here. So we are not changing anything straight away. Now we have to consider these two, we should combine it for NBA. If to combine it, this sum up should be, this value should be equal to 0.8%, 80%, and remaining 0.2% this value. Okay. So we calculated, let me show here so that you can see it. Let me change that equal to sign. See, this value is taken as 0.8 and this value is taken as 0.2. So we are getting this value. Okay. So this is the one. Now this is the final CO attainment we got it. What we have to do is we have to put this final CO. Okay. Then we have to calculate the PO attainment. So this CO attainment, whatever we have got it here, should be going to here as a CO attainment here. So this CO attainment, whatever I am putting it here, let me change the color for your convenience. So this CO attainment is going here. Okay, let me zoom it out. So 3 and the PO PAM matrix is given in the syllabus. You can copy and paste the one, and you can calculate the average of these cells. Okay, average of these cells. Let me change it to the color average. Here also average, and here also average, and here also average. Okay. Now, to calculate this value, what you have to do is this cell into this cell divided by 3. Okay. So that we have to do is 3. So let me show the one here. And let me remove the equal to sign. So you can see that it's a reference that is going on. So I'll let me repeat. Okay. So yep, let me click this one so that you can see that this cell into this cell divided by 3. For this cell into this cell divided by 3. For here, this cell into this cell divided by 3. Okay. So simply we have to calculate all. Then we have to find out the average. Let me change the color. Average and average. Okay. So you have PAM matrix average and attained value average. Here it's both are equal. Otherwise it will be changing also. Now we have to go for a feedback one. As far as the department is concerned, we are going for 80% of the PAM value. If you are attaining it, then it is a target one. So if you look at here, so you have to take 3, 1, 3, and 1. Correspondingly, it is given here 3, 1, and 3 and 2. Okay, it's also given as a 2. Yeah, 2 here. Okay, another value 2. So this value also we should consider. So now 3 into 0.8 this value and 1 into 0.8 and 3 into 0.8 and 2 into 0.8, and correspondingly attained value, look at the here, attained value is nothing but this value. Okay, attained value is this value. We should substitute here and you have to give your recommendation. See, if you look at here, being course well it is previously is followed. So whatever the previous faculty they can give their recommendation can be filled here, and your recommendation can be given here. And if it is a less than this attained value is less than the target value, then you can give a recommendation how to improve the teaching learning practice for the students. Okay, then here you can give the input to the board of studies, what is the change in the course content and syllabus and other PO and PSO, and other than that, whatever the general observation you made in the class, that can be given. So this is how you have to create the course analysis file for the lab exercise. Thank you.